This video is brought to you by Yamalube engine oils, lubricants, and care products. No matter what motorsports vehicle you have, Yamalube is behind every reliable engine, so trust Yamalube for incredible performance every time. Look for the full line of Yamalube care and maintenance products at your nearest Yamaha dealer. Welcome to your best post-race show ever, or the best post-race show we can do in 2020. I'm Jason Weigandt here by myself on top of a jump. It's probably the tallest mountain this side of Space Mountain in Disney World in Florida, and it gives us a beautiful view of the WW Ranch facility, the Geico WW Ranch National and Lucas Oil Pro Motocross. Again, I'm Jason Weigandt. This is all brought to you by Yamaha, and what a day at the races, man. It was really brutally hot at this event last year, and it was run in June. Today it was really hot, maybe not quite brutal, and it was just enough to see guys pushing each other to their absolute limits, but no one went quite over the limit. Led to great racing all the way down to the checkered flag in the very final moto of the day. But when the points are tabulated, it's not just about who won today, it's what that win means in the championship. Zach Osborne absolutely seizing control, or as he likes to say, Mr. Momentum was changing his address. Let's be honest, he was moving to Adam Cianciarulo's house, and he wanted to get it back. And that's exactly what Osborne did. He goes 1-1, and not just 1-1, but he actually had to pass Cianciarulo in the first moto to do it. He had to pass Marvin and Cianciarulo, who went down in the second moto, to do it. And then, remember Eli Tomac? Well, he was back today in a big way, ran Osborne down, led to a furious final 2 laps for the second moto win. But Osborne, a big, big statement. He said the first moto today was the most important moto of the year for him, and he takes what was a 15-point lead over Cianciarulo up to 29 with 2 races to go. Here's what Zacho had to say about his race day.
We were pretty hot and heavy there at the beginning, like the first 20 minutes. And I knew that like it was going to have to cool down at some point because I was already starting to feel it. And I knew that they were as well. And then I started to see them get a little bit kind of sloppy or, you know, maybe a little bit tired. And then I would just kind of put the attack on. I really didn't think I was going to go around the outside of Chase like that because we had a little run in last weekend. So I was a little nervous when I went to pass him, but I was able to make the pass, and then I don't even remember with AC. I just got to run on him out of that back section going to the step up, and was able to make the pass. So it just kind of all unfolded in front of me, and then I was able to attack there at the end. It was kind of what I had to do in the grand scheme of things to swing it back in my direction and make it happen. You know, last weekend was a huge disappointment to have a weekend like that at sort of a pivotal time in the championship and after a weekend off. So it was nice to come out today and win.
Okay, so that's Osborne making the math easy with a 1-1, and this is classic Zach Osborne. It was just grit. He wore people down to get the moto wins. Now I'll use the results, which you can find, of course, on RacerX Online. I got it pulled up on my phone. Marvin 3-3. Now, 3-3, if you're Marv and you were third in points coming in and you want to make up ground from Osborne, doesn't sound great. But, oh man, in that section right there by those FMF banners, Marvin crashed so hard in practice, I thought for sure his day was done. He high-sided, hit the side of his head, and he did not go back out for that final practice after the crash. So for him to salvage a second overall and only lose, I believe, 9 points to Osborne on the day was unreal. And when he talked on the podium after the race, you could tell he was feeling not so good. Here's post-race thoughts from Marvin.
Yeah, I mean, I was not pumped going into the motos. I mean, but hey, it is what it is, and especially the hardest race of the year, being in my situation going into that race was very tough. But I mean, there's no giving up. You know, I just had to go out there and try my best, and that's what I did. First moto, I was in 4th place, trying not to get, you know, gap too much, you know, from the top 3, and I was right there. Obviously, I got gifted on the last lap and got 3rd, which was really nice. We were happy, you know, with the team to get a 3rd place after what happened this morning. Then going into the second moto, yeah, once again, I was sitting on the line and, you know, thinking about that the moto was going to be tough. But once again, we went out there, and actually I got a great start, and I was actually third. yeah, and then I got into the lead. You know, when I got around AC, I felt like I carry a lot of speed into the rollers compared to him, and I was on the outside, and then I came in faster than him, and I was like, well, let's give it a try. I know it was a bummer because we hit each other, and then he went down. I didn't, but I just felt like, hey, I mean, yeah, like I said, let's give it a try and then see how it goes. I know it was kind of sketchy, but I feel like, you know, we've seen a lot of action this year already with other riders, so no surprise. So I got into the lead, and then obviously after that, I went back to third. I gave my best. Energy wise, I was not 100%, but I was trying to ride, you know, as smooth as I could, and then going 3-3 for second overall is great today.
Now, the biggest moment of this race day was in 450 Moto 2. Adam Cianciarulo continuing his run of great starts. He led most of Moto 1. He had Chase Sexton on him the whole time, and then Osborne managed to hunt them down. So we were waiting for a rematch in the second Moto. Cianciarulo a good start, leads again. Justin Barcia was battling him for the whole shot. We hadn't seen Barcia get good starts in a long time, besides the Mud Moto at Loretta's, but then Barcia fell. So Cianciarulo is leading, and the battle is coming. Here comes Musquin. Here comes Osborne. It's about to get good. And in the corner just ahead of me here, he and Musquin came together. Now, normally the rider on the outside gets the bad end of that deal, but this time it was Cianciarulo going over the bars and down. Said he hurt his plate in his collarbone just the slightest bit, so he was only able to salvage a top 10 in that moto. So there goes Mr. Momentum there, and that also knocked him off the overall podium. Cianciarulo ends up fourth. But not all hope was lost for the Monster Energy Kawasaki team. What? Okay, Eli Tomac, another in the first moto. It was not bad, it was not good, it was a sixth. And he was kind of circulating in fifth in the second moto behind Max Anstey and Sexton, and then the Musquin, Cianciarulo, Osborne group up front. And then all of a sudden it happened. It was back. Beast mode. We have not seen it since Ironman. He's only got one moto win this year, Tomac, but he almost got another as he ran down everybody, including Osborne, right to the end. And with 6-2 scores, Tomac's back on the podium.
I don't know, first moto was kind of what I've been going through, you know, these past two races, which is, you know, getting behind it from the get-go and then not be able to push forward at all. So Moto 2, much better that way, much better riding. I felt better. And it's just been, I don't know, a little bit of a funk. So, you know, I wasn't able to figure it out, you know, for a few races there. So, yeah, nice to know that I could somewhat get to the front again.
Let's move to the 250 class here. Jeremy Martin had a nice mid-season surge. He won 3 overall wins in a row and wrestled the points lead away from Dylan Ferrandis. But I think the fear for everyone trying to beat Ferrandis is if we average this out and we run all 18 motos in 9 rounds, there's a chance the fastest guy is going to overcome any mistakes and win enough to overcome those errors. And that's what we're starting to see. It is now 4 straight moto wins for Ferrandis. It's a great battle between he and Martin for the second moto last week in Millville. But there was no doubt about it. No battles this time. Ferrandis was the class of the field. Another 1-1. That's 4 straight moto wins for the Frenchman, who has started to pull away again in the series standings.
Yeah, for sure. At this point of the season, before today, we were really close with Jeremy, and yeah, it was him or me. So lucky I did, and yeah, I built this gap. So it's really good. But yeah, like I said, there is 2 more rounds. There is 2 times 50 points to get, so a lot can happen. It was a really hard day, but yeah, we all knew that before coming to Florida round, and felt good all day, and give everything I had, and yeah, make it. So really stoked.
Look, man, Ferrandis is going to be hard to beat this year. He's got the total package. He's both precise and aggressive at the same time. And that motorcycle's unbelievable. This show is brought to you by Yamaha, but I don't even need to sell it. You could just look at the 250 class. It's not just Ferrandis, but there's an whole army. Today, you had Justin Cooper and Shane McElrath running up front. Cooper, this is hard to believe, takes second overall today. That's his first overall podium in the season. Came into this series with a broken hand. Had only ridden for about a week before the opener at Loretta's. We're only now getting to see the normal podium every week level. Justin Cooper, who takes second on his Yamaha, and they made life difficult on Jeremy Martin. He was battling McElrath and Cooper and Ferrandis and riders like that the entire time. So Justin Cooper second, Jeremy Martin third. Martin gave it his all today, but it just wasn't enough, and he does lose more ground on the series.
A lot better day. I really didn't ride that well in the first moto. So that's the only really thing I've been missing, which has kind of been that was my strong point last year. I'd be good in the first motos, and then I'd be worse in the second moto. But this year, all 7 rounds have been my better finish has come from the second moto. So I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but definitely physically, feeling good. It was definitely hot and tough late in the second moto, but I was able to ride a lot better, and I was pretty happy with how I rode. So that was a plus. And just got to work on, I don't know, those guys are pretty intense in the first couple laps for the first moto. So just got to, either get a better start or, fight those guys a lot harder, because they're definitely willing to do that. But good to get back on the podium, and really looking to finish the year out strong.
Couple other notes on the 250 class today before we wrap it up. There was one other Geico Honda besides Martin up front, and that was Jed Lawrence, who has done everything but get an overall podium. He ended up edged by 2 points today. He was second in the first moto. Start wasn't as good in Moto 2. He came from 11th and ended up just off the box overall. So Jed has been shockingly consistent. I think this year people thought there'd be huge flashes of brilliance and then a whole bunch of disasters because he's young and he's a rookie. Instead, it's just been steady as she goes, 4th, 5th place guy every week. He wants that podium super bad. His brother Hunter had a bike problem in the second moto that cost him dearly, but there still were 5 Geico Hondas in the top 10 in Moto number 1. There's a battle brewing for 3rd in this championship. RJ Hampshire had it coming in. Hampshire was running a brilliant race in the first moto, was set for a podium, and then there's a jump over there. Unbelievable. He bailed off in midair. It was rolling up the windows. Somehow, like Chad Reed at Millville years ago, he escaped uninjured. The bike was completely mangled. He didn't finish the moto. That hurts Hampshire dearly in points. Taking advantage of that is Alex Martin, who's now moved into 3rd, and Alex has said, I got a big bonus if I get 3rd in this series. So Alex and the JGR Suzuki guys are happy about the consistency for the season. We've got 2 races to go. We're racing at altitude. This deep sand seemed to work for those very powerful Yamahas. I don't think it's going to hurt that they're racing in altitude either. So what can Jeremy Martin pull out to try to keep Ferrandis under pressure as we go into the final 4 motos? Or is this crazy year of 2020 going to bring us more surprises? We'll see. The good thing is I don't think we'll have any surprises as far as we're going to have 2 more races this year, I hope. See this? That's what I'm hoping. And this too. That's our best post-race show brought to you by Yamaha. We'll see you in Colorado, everybody.